Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's a mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What's good, everybody? It's Saturday. I ain't gonna be on long because it's Saturday, and I know most people on Saturdays they chilling with fam, and if you ain't chilling with fam, you're chilling with your kids, and if you ain't chilling with your kids, you're chilling by yourself.
What's good, everybody? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in and joining us for a special episode on Saturday evening. We appreciate you, your love and support, and let's get this kicked off.
No doubt.
I'm ready to do it.
So like I said, I was gonna keep this short. I didn't want to do a long podcast, but I did want to do one on Saturday, as I said I was going to do, and I was going to do a stream with just people that wanted, more information on cryptocurrency. And there was a few people that was interested, and there was a few people that was like more so, I can't do a Saturday. I'll just have to catch the podcast on Tuesday, and hopefully you're talking about it. So what's going to end up happening is for tonight, it's kind of a free for all. I'm gonna pretty much kind of talk about what's hot and what's not hot. So it's more of me kind of giving signals as far as like what I think is going to happen, what I think is popular in the market. And this is my first time ever doing this, so bear with me, y'all. The other thing is I'm going to be doing a little piece of cryptocurrency on the podcast, and I won't be as like I did last week where I talked about the whole podcast was just about cryptocurrency. What I'm gonna start doing is, doing a regular podcast, but adding, of course, cryptocurrency as a heavy influence into the podcast. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it's something that I'm passionate about. And I could get on here and talk about a lot of things, but at the same time, when you find somebody that you like to listen to, you want to attach that person to something. It can't just be comedy. It can't just be sketches. It's got to be something that, to me, benefits the fan base. So you can always be funny. You can always do, all the different type of things you want to do. But you also have to be able to give something to the community. It can't just be entertainment and laughter. It has to be something, I think, personally, it has to be something that you can give that will benefit not just for that particular time, but for a generation. And ideally, I think for me, it's just cryptocurrency, or at this point, it's cryptocurrency. But there's a lot of things not outside of cryptocurrency that I will talk about, and I have talked about before. One of those things is, when I talk about passive income, it's the income that you make money in your sleep, like I've always said on this podcast. But one of the other things outside of cryptocurrency that I talk about is though I haven't talked about in a while, is precious metals. And that was something that like soon as I got done with the podcast, I was like, you know what? I need to do not just a podcast on precious metals and talk about why it's important and all that kind of stuff, but it's more so of an asset that a lot of people don't even realize they can actually get affordable. Like, no, you're not going to buy a whole bar of bullion for like $2,000 or over $2,000. No, you can buy some for as little as $29, $30, $40 and build yourself up to that ounce. And the reason why that's important is because the value of gold is always going to appreciate. Yes, it's going to have fluctuations where it goes down and up, but it's more than $1. The value of the dollar is always going to fluctuate, regardless of inflation or not. The dollar is what it is. And the value of the dollar, guarantee you, is not going to be worth what it is tomorrow. The value of it always changes. Y'all can go into the grocery store and y'all can talk about how last year eggs were so expensive. Guess what? They right back up there again. And people can say it's the bird flu. They can say whatever it is. But inflation has impacted a lot of things in our day-to-day life. And I think that if you're listening to podcasts, yes, that's educational, educational and entertaining. To me, that means a whole lot more than just listening to a hobby-based podcast. Because, yeah, you could take time to listen to a hobby-based podcast all day long, but how much benefit do you get from it?
Yeah, is there any value added to it?
It's just a hobby. I mean, I get it. It's a hobby, and you should take time to do hobbies. I mean, that's who we are as human beings. You attract yourself to certain things that you like, and there's certain people, certain influencers that you listen to because of that hobby, and that's all and well great. But what can you do with it? Entertain other people with it because of how much you know? Possibly. But you got other influencers and other people that have podcasts and things of that nature that want to not just educate you, but entertain you as well. And to me, that's a win-win. We have to laugh. Because if we don't laugh, we're walking around pissed off. We got this permanent, what's that I always say? Permanent bitch face all the time. For what? For what? So, without further ado, talk a little bit about some crypto, just some things that I notice and see. And I'm gonna change my screen like I did during that first podcast that we did on Tuesday, just to give you guys a little bit of clarity. So I look at these type of charts pretty much most of every day. And this is from crypto.com, and this is an actual chart that shows different trend lines and how, cryptocurrency is going up and down. And the reason why it's important for me is there's certain indicators and certain things that I look for before I buy or before I sell. And the reason why that's important is because if you don't know how certain trends happen in the stock market and in cryptocurrency, a lot of times what's going to happen is you're just putting your money in on faith at this point. You're hoping and wishing that this particular stock or this particular cryptocurrency goes up in value and makes you some money. and you don't have just $100 in there. You got like tens and twenties of $1,000 in there. And then if the stock market crashes, it's up to you to when to liquidate that so that you don't take major losses. Well, looking at charts and doing some technical analysis, you learn to be able to try to mitigate that. The more and more you get into any type of trading or any type of cryptocurrency, you want to be able to try to figure out and understand not just the news that's going on, but what is the tokenomics, what is the trends that's going on, and then what's going on in the market, specifically like with certain coins. And we're looking at Ethereum right now, which is one of the second coins. And something else that I want to put out there really quick. And a lot of people don't know this. Cryptocurrency has this weird enigma with it. When you get into cryptocurrency and you start understanding it, you will understand that it follows, it almost mirrors almost every time with what Bitcoin is doing. Now, you can see what Bitcoin is doing just by the chart that I had just showed you, but you can also look, excuse me, at the last 7 days. You'll see in the last 7 days, Bitcoin, which is the number one cryptocurrency, the first earlier, the early starter, but also it has it takes up 57% of the crypto market. The other cryptocurrency, which is Ethereum, takes about 19%. So in total, that's about 76% of just the crypto market, just in these two cryptos, just in these two cryptocurrencies. So they're going to, anything that goes in any direction in the cryptocurrency market, it's going to follow what Bitcoin is doing. And it's also going to follow Ethereum. And see, sometimes Ethereum will go on trends. It'll start going up to some highs while Bitcoin is leveling off, or what we like to say, doing some correction. And while it's doing that, Ethereum is going to follow that same trend line. And pretty much every altcoin after that is going to start doing the same thing. They're going to have some peaks and valleys, but they're going to almost mirror the same thing. Let me see if I can show you these trend lines really quick. I'm going to move this over here. And then let's see if I can show you this one side while we're live. There we go. So if you look at these lines that I'm talking about, these trend lines, Bitcoin is the first one, of course, and I wish I had a bigger indicator, but I don't. Sorry about that. It is going, starting at the bottom, and then it starts to gradually make this climb up, and then it levels off. Well, Ethereum pretty much does the same thing. Tether, this is US Tether. This is kind of your safety net when you go into these exchanges and everything, when Bitcoin and Ethereum's doing some movement, and you want to not take a lot of losses or anything else like that, you can move some of your money into Tether. And Tether is a stable coin that will maintain its price, which is $1. And there's a few stable coins in the market that'll do that. Tether and USDC are the only two that I stick with no matter what. One of the other altcoins, or I should say altcoin, that falls below Ethereum, and this is by not just how many coins they have, it's by market cap size. And the market cap size will tell you right here the total market cap value of the cryptocurrency circulating supply. And basically what they means is basically the price of the coin multiplied by its supply. It's going to give you, what its value as, what the value of this particular cryptocurrency is. And not just the trading volume that you will see a lot of times when you go on these websites or you go on these exchanges. It goes into like understanding the volume worth. And what I mean by volume worth is that if you have a certain amount of cryptocurrency, if you go on CoinMarketCap, it'll tell you the volume and how much it's worth, what the total market cap is of that cryptocurrency. And clearly Bitcoin is at $1.2 trillion. And of course, as it goes up, that market cap value increases. And then, of course, when the price decreases, the market cap level decreases. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are 1 and 2. Tether, like I said, is a stable coin. That's number 3 here, valued on ranked on CoinMarketCap. And then right below that one is BNB, which is a Binance Smart Coin. And BNB is is a big protocol. It's in a lot of DEXs and a lot of apps, and people use it to trade. It's valued at $400, which is very good. But a lot of people say, is it in competition with Ethereum? I say no. And the reason why I say no is because it's still traded. It's still used as a very valuable coin. But it definitely, and let me get this out there too, and it definitely has lower gas fees than Ethereum. Ethereum is the king of that. But I think this is just my favorite, and this might be personal bias, but when I tell people, like, it's not even just that me telling people will ask me, they say, hey, if I was going to invest in cryptocurrency, like coins, which ones would I buy? And I tell them, I was like, okay, first off, do you know Bitcoin and Ethereum and, what they do and everything else? And they say, yeah. So I was like, it wouldn't be bad to hold them too. Regardless if you can get a whole one or not, because most of all the apps, you're going to be able to buy them in fractions. So if you put $10 in and you want $10 of Ethereum, you're going to get what $10 of Ethereum is, what it is. If you dollar cost average into the stock market or even in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, I'm sorry, what you'll end up doing is, say, dollar cost averaging is, say, every 2 weeks, I can put $100 into, cryptocurrency. And if you want to spread that out between 2 or 3 coins, to spread it out between 2 or 3 coins, 25 on Bitcoin, 25 on Ethereum, and 50 among, 3 or 4 other, however you want to do it. However, I tell people, try to keep your portfolio small, because the more cryptocurrency you get, the more you're going to pay attention to the market, and the more you're going to be constantly looking at your phone or looking at the computer. And if you're not a serious trader and you're an investor, I would just say stick with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Me personally, I had to change it up. And like I said, I tell people all the time, Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to be your go-tos anyway. Any trader that's in cryptocurrency will tell you, if you don't own Bitcoin or Ethereum, what are you doing in cryptocurrency? You're just trying to get rich off of the next meme coin, or what? Because the value of both those cryptocurrencies are going to run the market. And if we're in a heavy bull market, that means these 2 cryptocurrencies are probably going to surpass all-time highs. And that's going to carry all the other altcoins right behind them, slowly but surely. But what it tells you is that that you're going to get some positive gains. It may not be a lot great, because unless you have like a full Ethereum, or even if you have a full Bitcoin or a couple of them, you're not going to see major gains in your portfolio other than when those two coins go up and how much ever money you put into it. Maybe a couple of dollars, yeah, but it's still going to go up. Now, am I telling people they need to hurry up and get their bag up so they can make a lot of money? No. What I'm saying is only put in what you can afford. Period. Don't try to be like all these other people that's got thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency and they take their time and make sure they paying attention to, whatever influencer that they pay attention to, and they're running with it, and they lost money because they're just copying trades and not understanding why they are, and they're FOMOing into projects that they've never done any research in, and it just perpetually goes downhill. And I probably said a bunch of things that you're like, what are you talking about? What I'm saying is you can't get into anything that this may look complicated or intimidating unless you do your own research and you understand what you're getting into. And I always tell people, Coinbase has this education area that you can learn about different cryptocurrencies. Crypto.com has the same thing. There's several YouTube influencers that you can, go in and search, or Google, cryptocurrency, beginner level cryptocurrency or whatever. And you can find out from there as well. Or you can listen to my podcast. Whichever is greater, whichever is going to work for you. But me personally, as far as my portfolio, I do have Bitcoin. I do have Ethereum. I don't use Ethereum as far as like swapping coins because of the gas fees. It's purely an investment opportunity. And once I get enough bags in the Ethereum, I'm going to start staking them so that I can get more percentage on the value of the coin, as well as, whatever platform offers a higher APY or APR for the actual for Ethereum. That's the ones I'm gonna get into. And the other thing too is the research that I've done for the coins that I have in my portfolio. I'm like highly invested to the point where, yes, I've done research. I understand the products. I understand the other coins that are within that same ecosystem, and I'm invested in those too. So it's a complete crypto nightmare when it comes to looking at my portfolio, but I know where all my coins are and what protocols I like. One of the biggest ones that, and let me get this out of the way too. You might hear me say bearish and bullish. Bullish is when the trend is like what I'm showing you on this first one on Bitcoin, where my mouse is circling. When a trend's going up, that means it's a bull market. That means a lot of people are buying what they call longs. And basically longs are you're vetting that the cryptocurrency is going to actually go up in value. And you do what they call take profits, and you basically want to stop and not lose, as much profit. How much are you willing to lose when you want to get out? So that's more of advanced things, and I won't get into that detail because that takes technical analysis, and that means you would actually have to look at these charts, do some technical analysis, draw some trend lines, understand what the market is doing, and seeing from you're seeing from not from a 1 day vantage point. You're going to have to look out like a month or 2 months, but we can look at this chart right here and see that just in February, the last week of February, which was last week, Bitcoin's at 51,000. It was at 51,000. The volume in the 24 hours just in that was at $17 billion. And that was at 9:00 in the morning. Okay. What's today's date?
March 2nd.
March 2nd. It's right now 720 or a little bit over 720. And the price is at 61,000. almost 62,000. And the volume in 24 hours is 23 billion. So it's done a lot of trading and it's been trending up. But at the same time, a lot of people are going to, in this bull market, if it dips, there's certain lines they want to see it test or get to and see if it bounces back. And if it bounces back, that's when they're going to buy, because it's at a lower point in the market, and they're going to buy it, or they're going to do what they call long and bet that it's, bet that the coin is going to go up to whatever price. All-time high, I believe, for Bitcoin is 68. Let me see. Yes, all-time high is 68,700. So when Bitcoin starts going up, and this is the weird thing too, because it's doing this Bitcoin halving, where the miners get less rewards, get half the rewards they were getting before for mining on the blockchain, and the price is going up. So people are just like, this is weird. It usually happens a little bit later, not so much now, but it's happening now. And that's not a bad thing, I don't think. Not in the bull market. So when you hear people talk about bear market is they're saying that they think that the cryptos is going to continue to drop. It's going to continue to lose value. If we were in a bear market like we were at the end of last year, coming out of a bear market, it couldn't get past 20,000. It wouldn't even have touched 20,000. Bitcoin was like 18, 19, 20,000 a couple of days, and it bounced back down to 19. Then it gets up to 20 and stays at 20 for a little bit. That's a bear market, because if you have a coin that has an all-time high of $68,000, but it's $40,000 less than what it was then, it's trending downward, which means that's in a bear market. A lot of people were selling. Now we're in a bull market where people are investing. A lot more people are buying. You got Bitcoin ETFs, which means it's tradable on the stock market by a lot of these big financial groups like BlackRock that want to be able to trade it on the stock exchange and invest in the coin itself and be able to actually have profits that not only help with that stock, but help other people want to invest in it and go through that company. It's a win-win for cryptocurrency. So my other coin that I'm really, really bullish on is Solana. Solana's ecosystem is just retarded, and it's been dropping airdrops left and right. I mean, it's one of those coins that has influenced a lot of people to not just invest in cryptocurrency, but stake it long term so that they can get what they, like I said last week, was airdropped, and they get airdropped a new coin. And I got airdropped a coin a few weeks ago, and I showed it on Facebook, and I'm gonna show you guys tonight on this podcast. It was the one thing that kind of shows the patience you have to have in cryptocurrency. And something else, let me throw this out here. This is not financial advice. I am not suggesting that you put all your money in one basket and buy all the cryptocurrency in the world. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is take a chance in doing research. If something was so scamish, why would it have its own marketplace? And why would financial institutions be trying to buy it? Why would they be so hungry for a Bitcoin ETF to come out? Oh, mind you, there's an Ethereum ETF coming as well. which means that price is probably going to shoot through the roof. But I think this gives the opportunity for all people that are interested in cryptocurrency to be paying attention to it and understanding it and learning it, because if they're making millionaires faster than network marketing, faster than you investing money into your 401ks, all because people have faith in digital currency and it's controlled by the people, it's allowing people not only just to make lots of money, thousands, millions of dollars on cryptocurrency, but it's giving people that opportunity to say, I'm putting my money to work and I'm watching it work. Yes, I'm going to take some losses, but you learn from those losses and you end up having more gains than you have losses because you learn why you have those losses. Let's look at this chart for the last 7 days. Last 7 days has been up 119%. Mind you, I got this coin airdropped in my wallet. I never paid for it. All I did was put a cryptocurrency in what they call staking. That's all I did. That is literally all I did. You'll hear people like this comment that I don't even really pay attention to, because a lot of people get mad when they don't get into cryptocurrency. But it's, to me, a lot of what you're going to be dealing with when it comes to cryptocurrency is not so much how people lose money or don't benefit. I guess, they put money in and they lose it all the time. You're going to hear a lot of people say that. And the reason why you're going to hear people say that is because they're trying to copy and paste what somebody else is doing on a video that may have been dropped an hour ago, but they probably recorded that video 6 hours ago. So now you're getting the after effects of, what this person recorded and what they put up on YouTube, and how the market is moving. They may be talking about a coin that's trending up and it's up 10% or 15%, and they think it's going to blow the top off. And now you going FOMO into this cryptocurrency because you fear missing out. That's what FOMO is. You go into that cryptocurrency and you put $1,000 into it, and guess what? You put $1,000 when it peaked, at its peak. Now it's dropping. It's in a 5% drop. Now you're like 920 something. Wait a minute. He said it was going up. So what you do, you panic sell, you sell out, you sell your cryptocurrency, you sell it. And then what you end up doing, you end up watching that coin for the next 4 hours, mad, because then it starts going back up again. But then you tell yourself, I'm not going to buy it because it's going to go right back down like it did the last time. And what happens? It keeps going up. So what do? Decide to buy it. And what does it do? It decides to drop. And now you're pissed off. You're like, man, fuck cryptocurrency's trash. No, you're just FOMOing into everything because you think crypto is the next get rich quick scheme. If you don't develop patience when it comes to this, trust me, you're going to be broke tomorrow. Period. There's, like I said, there's several different cryptocurrencies to get involved in. Take your time and understand the projects, learn about them. Like I said, do your due diligence and try to understand what the tokenomics is. What are they doing? What is some good and bad? And this one is just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's a lot of it is just the market. A lot of it is just how cryptocurrency is. And understanding what type of market are you in. You're in a bull market or you're in a bearish market. If you're in a bull market, then, and you have faith in the cryptocurrency, what are you paying attention to? That was the 1 day, just looking at 1 day of how is it just going up and down. This is 7 days. Just a week ago, it was at $103. It's at $129, $128. So it's had what, 23, 24% increase in the last week. Let's check the month. So 1 month is about the same. It was at $98, pretty much teeter-tottering around 98. We can go to 1 year. It was all the way in that bearish market that we was in. It was at $20. And this was in April of last year. Going in, March. And now here we are a year later, and it's at $128. 400% increase just in a year. And that's just if you was just holding it. That was just if you was holding it. That was just if you just say you bought $200 worth of it. You was just holding it. We could do the math just for craps and giggles. So you bought $200 at $20, right? So that means you would have 4,000 coins. No. Well, that's about right. No. Yeah, that is right. And then you multiply that by what, $128? So let's do 20. Yeah, it's $20. You buy the 200. You're going to get five for 100, 10 for, 10 coins at $128. That's $1,200, and you only put $200 in there. So and that's if you're patient enough to just hold it. Some people can't even do that and have patience to hold the coin. Some people see a couple of dollars go up and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna sell it. You have to this is one of those things where you have to put money in that you don't care about losing. It's almost like going to a casino. You go to the casino with a couple $100, you lose. Yeah, I can pull out another 100. You lose that, it's like, whatever. I had fun. But if you're going home and you're making life decisions, talking about, I got to call the bank on Monday. Why? Because I spent the mortgage at the casino when we was having a good time. We had lobster and all that shit. Yeah, that was the mortgage. So I got to see if I can get a loan on Monday. I'm sorry, what? You doing what now? My wife would kick my ass.
And you would kick mine.
It ain't no way.
Vice versa. It'd be no difference.
I don't do violence. I don't hit people, but that would ultimately upset me. But yeah, so it's like I said, you have to pay attention to the market. You have to pay attention to cryptocurrency and the coins that you're doing, and that's one of my favorite ones. Solana. Another one of my favorites right now is Injective, and it's number 32. It just got airdropped last year, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, do they have the year that it was not here? But this is just today. It's been doing this up and down and then dropping, and people have been like, it's not doing nothing. I was like, in the last week it's done 20%. Are you serious? Why not? Just in the last week. It was at $34, and it's up to $41 right now. All-time high for this coin is 46. It's not that far behind. Just like how Bitcoin, its all-time high is 68,000. This coin is not that far behind. Like nowhere in the vicinity far behind. So, do what you will with what the information is. I'm not, like I said, telling people what they should and shouldn't do. That ain't me. But I will say this. If you're behind on this change, on this economic system that's getting ready to happen, when digital currency is going to be it, you're going to be sitting here looking through Facebook saying, dang, I remember somebody just willfully just giving this information out. Like, just didn't care, just didn't want no money for it, just giving it. Where people now got Patreon groups and all this other stuff, making money off of other people because other people want to know and they want to be in groups that talk about crypto. Because that's what it is. That's what's going on. This is what's making people money. People are not even having to stop their jobs. They're quitting their jobs because they're making money on crypto. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen to everybody. No, what I'm saying is some people have money to invest in the market and take bigger risks than a lot of us other people. Some of us can only put $100, maybe $1,000. Some people can only put $10 or $20 in. That's not saying you ain't going to make any money. It's just all about how you maneuver within the crypto space and understanding it. That's all that means. That is all that means. And like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. I didn't want to talk long about it because it was just, I just wanted to put my feelers in and let people know as far as what I think the market's going to be doing here shortly. It's going to be going up. Is it going to be explosive? I'm going to be honest. It all depends on how much more people are buying these Bitcoin ETFs. If people can continuously buy, go into these companies, like I said, BlackRock and everyone else that has these ETFs on the stock market. If people are still going to these places, buying them, and the prices of these ETFs are going up because they're buying them, like it was $2 billion on Monday or Tuesday, and then it was like another 2.4 on the following day after that. It was ridiculous. So take your time with it, do your own research. If you're a beginner, I would say do either crypto.com or Coinbase. They're definitely beginner level exchanges, and you can use them here in the US. So that's great. A lot of these exchanges, a lot of these software wallets, you can't use. They don't even have an app for them. And some they do have an app for them, but you can't use them in the United States because some of the coins that they have on there, states don't approve or haven't approved. And guess what? Can't trade them. So, anything for the people before we get up out of here?
Man, I'm just in here blown away by all the information that you just provided to the people. I do hope that you all go do your research. And if you did not catch Tuesday's episode, please go to That's What I Said YouTube channel and catch the replay. And if you didn't catch tonight's episode, go to the YouTube channel and catch the replay tonight too.
That's true. If you missed parts of it or whatever, go to the YouTube page. Better yet, go to That's What I Said fan page. Follow that fan page, and then go to YouTube and type in That's What I Said. And make sure you subscribe so you can get a notification bell when I go live on YouTube. And then, of course, follow me on social media under same premise, That's What I Said, and you should be good to go. So, with that being said, y'all, we out of here. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. Do what it is y'all need to do for the rest of this weekend and be rejuvenated and ready to go to start y'all week next week.
Peace out.
Peace and love. We out here, y'all. Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Bitch, what?